So you've got your new Tesla Model 3 or Model Y, or maybe you're looking to get one and you want to be prepared ahead of time and you're wondering, what are those must-have accessories? Or maybe beyond that, what are those accessories that are going to be the best bang for the buck when I get my car? That's what this video is about. I'm going to show you some of the top accessories that I have in my Tesla Model 3. Welcome to Am I a Tesla Guy? All things Tesla from an everyday guy in Michigan. So if you are like many of the people who buy a Tesla vehicle, you are anxious to get accessories, whether those be things that improve the usability of the car, whether they improve the look, or maybe they're just practical things that kind of help out. Maybe they're organizational. But we all tend to get into the accessory game. I believe, maybe not all of us, but I think a lot of us do. So this is one of the most requested videos I've had, and that is what are some of the top accessories I recommend people get for their Tesla Model 3 and Model Y. Now I will say that all of these accessories, I will put a link to them in the video description down below. I will link to the accessories that I actually purchased, and if those are no longer available, or because I have a Model 3, if the Model Y is a slightly different one, I will do my best to make sure to include links that are currently active as of the date this video is published, and also include the Model Y links even though I don't have a Model Y. So let's get into the accessories. And I will say this is my top 6 accessory list. So first on the list is all-weather floor mats. This is something I have done in pretty much every vehicle I've had. And when you're in Michigan, you are going to be dealing with all the things that everybody deals with, the rain and mud and dirt and stuff like that, but also the salt and the grime that comes with a winter filled with snow, ice, and the various things that they use to treat the road when you have snow and ice. As you can see, I have Tasmanian all-weather floor mats. I've been very happy with them. I have them in the front, both for the driver and the passenger side, and then I have it in the back seat area, and then I have it in the trunk. Those are all Tasmanian products. Now, I gotta admit, I don't remember the name of the all-weather mat that I have in the trunk because I didn't think to look at it, but I will make sure that if it's still available, I will link to it in the description below. And then I also have one in the sub-trunk. And my understanding is that all of these are available for Model Y as well. I've been very happy with the Tasmanian ones. I think they've done a great job. Other ones that I have heard really good reviews about are the 3D Max Spider. I believe that's the name of them. They almost look like more of a woven one. And I'm considering getting those in the future whenever, if the Tasmanian ones wear out. Test Bros, I've also heard, has a pretty good one. Now, of course, you also have the ones from Tesla, and those may be great. I actually don't know many people that have those ones, so I can't speak to those. But that would be number 1 on the list, all-weather floor mats. Number 2 on the list is a screen protector. As we all know, in the Model 3 and the Model Y, you've got one screen. That's where everything shows up, and we probably want to take care of it. Now, how much protection does a screen protector provide to the actual screen itself? I'm the wrong person to ask. I don't know. However, what I really like about the screen protector I got is glare. I really do not get glare off of it because I made sure to get a matte screen protector. Now, I will say that I was recently, well, a couple months ago, riding in a car of a friend here for the Tesla Owners Club of Michigan, and he had not a matte screen protector. And the glare wasn't too bad on his, but I would say it is worse than it is on mine. I also like the idea of not having fingerprints all over the screen, and that when I'm cleaning the screen, I'm cleaning the protector, not the screen itself. I'm probably a little overprotective when it comes to that. My guess is there's really no concern there, but that is just my approach to it. So matte or glossy, totally your call. My experience personally has been a matte screen protector does a better job of cutting down on the glare. Number 3 top accessory is an organizer tray for the center console. Now, I have a 2020 Model 3, and the center console, I believe, has changed a couple times since it came out in 2018. So you can see how my center console works, and how the organizer tray fits in there. I do know that there are organizer trays similar to this for the refreshed Model 3s and then for the Model Ys as well. I, of course, will make sure to have links in the description. I just like this because I feel that the center console is deep enough that it's not effectively used unless you have some kind of an organizer tray, because there's things like loose change, and you can say I got my sunglasses in there, I got a pen, you know, for taking notes or whatever, all in there. And I could put those in the armrest, sure, but I have other stuff in the armrest. So just a way to get another little bit out of the storage area there, especially for some of the smaller items. I generally keep a lot of my camera gear for videos and stuff like this below the organizer tray. So it's kind of nice to not see those two when I open up the lid on it. So number 3, an organizer tray for your center console. Number 4, this is going to apply to only those who have piano black plastic in their Model 3. I can't stand piano black. It shows everything. It shows every speck of dust, it shows every fingerprint. So I think probably other than the screen protector, I would say this is the second accessory I installed was the wrap on all the piano black inside the car. Now I went with carbon fiber. They have all sorts of different options out there, satin and matte and different colors. I just went with carbon fiber black. They have white, they have, you name it, you probably can find. I bet you can find lime green if you want it. But the idea being to cover it, and that adds a layer of protection, yes, but for me it was more an aesthetic that I can't stand seeing the dust all the time and the fingerprints. Now, those of you with the refreshed cars, both the Model 3 and the Model Y, you probably don't have to deal with that. That's got kind of a matte or satin finish to it based on what I've seen. But you know what? You can even get wraps for that. And if you like to change the look of the interior of the car, I say go for it. Now, number 5 is actually the newest accessory I've purchased, and I purchased it probably only a few weeks ago as of the date of this recording, and that is a cup holder insert. Just a very simple plastic insert that goes in the cup holders. Now I got this for a couple of reasons. One, easier to clean. You just pull it out and wash it in the sink. But the other reason is I was finding a lot of the things I was putting in the cup holders, various drinks of different sizes and things like that, weren't really held all that tightly, and they'd kind of move around and everything like that. And what I find is with this insert, it holds it much tighter. Actually, it was a bit of a struggle to get used to it because I'd start to press down and I feel like it was so hard that I wouldn't keep pressing down. And yeah, I may have spilled a few times because of that. But now I got to figure it out. I know, just shove it down in there hard and it's in there. It doesn't make it hard to pull out, but I'm really enjoying that and loving the ease of cleaning and having the beverages be more secure while they're in the cup holder. Number 6, last one on the list. That is some kind of cooler for your sub trunk. One of the things that I was most surprised with our Model 3 is just truly how much storage there is. The trunk, the frunk, the sub trunk, and trying to figure out a way to make the most effective use of those various areas. Well, on our road trips, my wife actually had this idea one time. We had some leftovers from a restaurant where we really enjoyed the food. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to throw these away. It was so good. I really want to enjoy it again, but we had to leave. So she said, well, why don't we just stop at Walmart and pick up a cooler that would fit in the sub trunk? So we went in there and we were able to find one, and that has worked out great. We will keep soda in there, we'll keep waters, we'll keep leftovers, what have you. Just make sure to put some ice in it, and it just stays in the sub trunk. It's out of the way. It doesn't take any of the main storage of the car where you put luggage or anything like that, and it has just worked out really well. I know there are a lot of options out there as far as like powered refrigerators. I saw the most recent road trip video by Bearded Tesla, and he showed a refrigerator that you can plug into the car and kind of show how that worked in his Model Y, and because he was traveling solo, he was able to fit it right behind the front seat. So I'll link to his video in the description down below if you want to go watch that. But in this case, I'm talking a $15, $20 cooler that's small enough that you can put in the sub trunk. And because that sub trunk is pretty decently sized, you can get one that's big enough to hold quite a bit. So we have really enjoyed the cooler for the sub trunk. But wait, there's more. If any of you remember what that is from, drop in a comment down below. I'm dating myself a little bit as a child of the 80s there. That is, I want to give you a couple of bonus items as far as accessories or consideration. Now, the reason I'm calling them bonus is they are on a different price level than the accessories I've mentioned already, and I don't know that you'd really consider them an accessory. But I do want to just throw them out there because they've been something that I feel has been worth it for our family and our Model 3. And the first of those is a spare travel charger. If you watch my video on different charging options, which I will put a link up over there probably, I talked about the fact that we have a spare travel charger, and that's actually our at-home charger. I just leave it plugged into the 50 amp outlet in our garage, and I explained in that video why I did that. I didn't get the Tesla wall charger or anything like that, and I think it was just a more cost-effective option for us for charging at home. I knew I didn't want to use the standard wall outlet, and I didn't want to pay for the Tesla wall charger, as awesome as I think they look, and the additional cost to have that one installed. So I just had a 50 amp outlet put in and got a mobile charger. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm cheap because I probably only saved a couple $100 that way, maybe a few $100 based on the quotes I got. But nonetheless, it's worked out really great for us, and I don't ever have to worry about forgetting my mobile charger at home because it's always in the car. I keep it in the front because the mobile charger that we keep at home can stay at home. So if you are in a similar situation, if you end up watching that video, you're like, oh, you know, that makes a lot of sense of why you did that, then I would say a mobile charger is a great option. And last but not least, truly last, is paint protection film. You can go on the internet, you can go on YouTube, and you can find the great debate about whether paint protection film is worth it or not. And it's your decision to make. But I will say we ended up doing front end paint protection film. So it's the entire front and hood of the car and the mirrors on the car. And I will tell you, after 18 months now-ish, 18 or 19 months of owning our car, you will not find a scratch on the front of that car. You will not find a stone chip on the front of that car. And when I clean it, it's basically like new. And I kind of like that. I have never had it where I could make it 18 months with not even a stone chip on the front of my car. And of course, we know the front end of a Tesla attracts stones. I think it's like calling for stones because, you know, there's no radiator, there's no grill, no nothing like that. So you end up seeing it a lot. Now, it was not cheap to install the front end PPF, and you got to get quotes in your area. I'm not even going to share what ours was. You know, if you want to know and you're in the West Michigan area, feel free to drop me a comment down below and I'm happy to share it. But I found it tends to be regional and pricing and stuff like that, so information for me is useless unless you're in my area. So the value of PPF, the cost benefit, is going to be up to you to determine for yourself, but at least for us, we do feel that it was a good decision, and because we plan on keeping this car for several more years, I think the payoff will definitely be there. And, you know, I mean, there's some value in our mind to having a car that doesn't have stone chips and scratches and stuff all over it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure I will put a scratch probably on some part of the car that doesn't have PPF, which is incredibly ironic when you think about it. But nonetheless, we do feel that the cost benefit was there for us, so I wanted to throw it in there because I know the topic comes up a lot on Tesla forums. Ultimately, you have to make the best decision for yourself when you get quotes and you look at the cost versus the benefit. But I have been very impressed with how it has performed on our car. So there you have it, the top 6 accessories for Tesla Model 3 and Model Y, and then a couple bonus ones to at least consider. As is typical of me, I am sure that I forgot some. I'm sure that there are some out there that are super helpful or make your car look really cool or just add some kind of functionality to it or improve functionality to it. So if you've got something like that, if you would please drop a comment down below, let me know. I have a Tesla list that I keep of potential accessories that I'll think about getting, and I would love it if you would share yours. So thank you for coming back for this video. I hope you found it beneficial and that it brought you some value. If it did, if you would please throw me a like down below, I would really appreciate it, and share the video if you think it will help others. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.